When I look at the heavens, when I look at the heavens, when I look at the heavens,
when I look at the heavens, the moon and stars, I shout your name, I praise your name, oh God. When I look at the oceans, the beasts of the sea, I shout your name, I praise your name, oh Lord my God.
Welcome to Come and Relax with HeCoin, sponsored by Health Education and Counseling Institute, the premier online educational institution in Jamaica, the Caribbean and beyond. Come and Relax with HeCoin is an interview and discussion segment which focuses on topical issues which may be controversial on health, aggression in proximity relationships, theology, business, politics, music, tourism and hospitality, or issues which are relevant to you or listening audience. This program is aired this and every Thursday at this time on this station and comes to you on several international media houses in the world through various platforms on website, YouTube, and Facebook. I'll be your host, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica, President and CEO of this 33-year-old institution. HeCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go.
I shout your name, I praise your name, oh God. When I look at the mountains, the sky and sea, I shout your name, I praise your name.
oh Lord my God, you made humanity
A little less than your divinity.
Oh Lord my God, we marvel, you are great. You crown us with your glory and your love.
I have found Come and Relax with HeCoin to be interesting and an insightful program. Wherever I am, I can't afford to miss the speakers and what they have to offer. When is the next program again?
Greetings and welcome to Come and Relax with HeCoin. I am your host, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica. Let me thank the following media houses for airing Come and Relax with HeCoin: RCP Internet Radio and TV, YouTube and Facebook, TDN TV on vstreams.com, TDN TV on Facebook, TDN Network 1 on YouTube, UFDV Gospel, and DCM Internet Radio and TV. Our listening audience has been climbing every week. Thanks to you, we cherish your presence and hope that you will remain with us until death us do part. Continue sharing this link with others. We are still in the hurricane season, June 1 to November 30. So don't let your guards down, especially those in the Caribbean. We hear about 2 to 3 systems to develop this weekend. A hurricane tip is in the queue for you. You will notice I'm in my HeCoin jacket today because so many are saying, but we don't see the HeCoin logo on you. So you get it full force today. Customer service is what we're looking on. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this moment.
I am Latoya White, a proud past student of the Noble Institution, eCoin. I was in the February to August 2021 graduating batch. The course consisted of many aspects of healthcare, but my favorites were the body system. This helped me to know more about my body and to be more in tune with myself. The nursing trailblazers. These women made their wonderful contributions to nursing up to this very day. The certified nursing assistant skills. These techniques helped tremendously on my practical journey, the do's and don'ts of everything. It was very rewarding and exciting to be a part of this nursing journey and to have learned so much along the way. The help and support from both the lecturer and the president, Mr. Jarrett, was next to none. I did my nursing practical for 1 week at Bingham's Nursing Home in Linston. The bond I had and created with the patients and the staff and the laughs were very memorable, and I will keep those very close to my heart always. On my theory, I received a credit, and on my practical, I got a distinction. Attending eCoin was one of the best decisions for my life that I could have made. They have the right tools to push you to become a better version of yourself. eCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them where they should go.
Royal Central Praise RCP Internet Radio and TV in Basseterre, St. Kitts and Nevis presents a timely hurricane season preparedness tip, June 1 to November 30. Trim trees that touch power lines or hang over the house and other buildings. If in doubt, call the power company for assistance to trim those trees. This is a timely hurricane season preparedness tip for you, sponsored by eCoin, the premier online polytechnic of the Caribbean. Visit its website at www.ecoinglobal.com. Disasters don't wait. Make your plan today. Customer Service Week is being celebrated in Jamaica October 3 to 7, 2022. A customer is a person who purchases goods or receives a service from an organization. Customers have choices with competition right at their doorsteps, so it is priority that business owners ensure that customers are treated the best and offered the best prices. The customer remains king. Are our business operators doing enough to care for our customers? Are our business owners aware that training is a requirement for customer service reps? Are employers on the ground at work to ensure that customers get the high-class treatment? Come and relax with eCoin, the voice of Health Education and Counseling Institute, the premier online training institution in the world, will examine this topic, which is an old one but is relevant every minute of the day for those involved in serving and caring for our customers. Join our competent and experienced guests, Mrs. Vivian Clark, Program Leader, MSc Workforce Training and Education, University of Technology, St. Andrew, Jamaica, and Ms. Rachel Young, Director of Front Office and Reservations, Southernmost Beach Resort, Key West, Florida, and host, Media and Marketing Consultant and Professor of Media Studies for over 30 years, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica, as he and his guests look at the bigger picture of customer care being the springboard for success of any organization. The date to remember, Thursday, October 6, 2022, 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica, 8:30 p.m. in other parts of the world on several media platforms to include RCP Internet Radio and TV, UFDV Gospel, DCM Internet Radio and TV, and all platforms of TDN. eCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Whoa! Welcome back. Customer care no longer serves the purpose in the 21st century that it served in the 20th century. Customer service, customer care, customer engagement in the 21st century refers to the system with which your business engages customers and how it reacts to their problems and complaints. Customer success refers to a proactively structured system where your business attends to customers' needs and problems in real time as the problems arise. Customer service is essentially a crucial part of the product or service your business offers, as it can directly influence the customer experience of the given product. This means that customer service is an important part of the building of the brand. Companies need to offer personalized, human, omni-channel experiences that reach customers on an emotional level to connect with the 21st century customer. It is no easy feat, but those who do will be rewarded with great customer engagement, increased profitability, and increased customer loyalty. With us in the boardroom of Come and Relax with eCoin to discuss the relevance and importance of effective customer care in the 21st century are Mrs. Vivian M. Clark, Program Leader, MSc Workforce Training and Education, University of Technology, St. Andrew, Jamaica, and Ms. Rachel Young, Director of Front Office and Reservations, Southernmost Beach Resort, Key West, Florida. Welcome, ladies, and great having you on Come and Relax with eCoin.
Thank you for having us.
Very well, very well. Now, let me be quick in putting this disclaimer at the beginning. I taught one of our guests, certainly not Mrs. Clark, we are about the same age, Rachel Young, in her early days in the university program. And so she reminds me all the time that I made her the person she is today. She was very reserved, and I made her know that the 70%, sorry for telling the 1 million people listening, the 70% she continued to get in my class that year. I told her it was unacceptable and she must improve to the highest of 90s. Here she is today as a director of front office and reservations of a high-ranking hotel in the USA. Now, before we begin, I'm sure Mrs. Clark would understand. Rachel, how has your hotel been impacted during the passage of Tropical Storm Ian and then moved into Hurricane Ian?
Well, thank you for asking. Now, due to our resort being located on the beach, we have experienced some strong winds, high tide and flooding, but thanks to our wonderful staff, we all work together in order to make us fully operational right now. So kudos to the staff out there.
Very well. Very well. Thank God you are alive and the members of staff. Greet them from HeCoin, please. Thank you so much. As you would have observed that in the promo heard a few minutes ago that customer service was defined, and also in my opening presentation, I shall state that customer service seems to be ineffective in today's society, as it seems to be a carefree attitude with workers, managers, and employers. I have no apologies for that. Today, we hope to provide some useful tips to move your business from ineffective to successful organizations. Customer service is not only for the small or big man, but everybody in business. Now, Ms. Young, I would like to start with you. Why is customer service so important in business today in the 21st century?
I would say, know that in the hospitality, we call them guests. Other companies we call customers. So know that they can quickly respond on social media with just a click of a button without even thinking, or giving you the time to resolve whatever issue it is. As they say, first impression lasts. So you want to be sure that as soon as they enter your business or so, you represent from there, remain professional and all, because your business really depends on it. By providing exceptional customer service and not just what is required is important, because it determines how loyal the guest will be to recommend you to family or friends, or speak good or bad about you actually on social media.
And that is very important, because before you get the complaint, the entire world knows about it. I see Mrs. Clark, as a teacher, her head is going up and down. I know that. No, Mrs. Clark, customer service is not a department, but everybody's business. How much do you agree or disagree with this statement? Not hearing you. Unmute, please.
I'm unmuted. You're not hearing me?
Yeah, we are hearing you now, but your face is going right. Your camera is moving. I know you came out of a class to be with us, and I appreciate that. We need to see what your face looks like, Thank you so much.
I'm saying quickly, though, that I agree absolutely that customer service is really not about a department, although one department might have that particular name. It's very important that all be involved, all hands need to be on deck, as it is important that once everybody is involved, it gives you the kind of service that you need to give to your clients. Now, when you think about our customers, we have our internal customers and our external customers. If it is that you have disruptive behavior internally, that can have an impact on our external customers. So everybody needs to understand the relevance of offering excellent service to all the customers, both internal and external customers.
Very important. You know that security guards form a very important part of the customer service program, because as you drive in, If the security guard is very ill-mannered, not appreciating your part, how important is a security guard in your own view? And then I want Rachel to also comment just for 30 seconds.
Security guard is extremely important because they're the first point where you meet your first introduction really to the organization. And so they too need to be trained in service because we want to make sure that they're very welcoming, because oftentimes customers aren't even able to distinguish that the security guard is really not employed to the company. So once they see the security, if he offers bad service, they align that with the organization, although they're not. So it's very important that we have a well-trained security company because they do represent our organization.
Rachel, you want to comment on that?
Yes, I strongly agree because they do work for us also, so they do represent the company. At times, the guests won't be looking to, oh, is it security, or oh, this person is just working in the field area, or what. They will ask question. So we want to be sure that everyone is on par with providing exceptional customer service and be able to answer whichever questions that the guest may ask our customer.
Very well. And back to you, since you're still talking. What do customers really want, and what are they expecting from the agents, the customer service reps?
Well, I would say customers want to ensure that the value meets their expectations, and a certain level of service that shows that the representative is listening, cares, go above and beyond. In the hospitality field, guests want to create a great, memorable stay, which is a major part, the major reason why they actually come to visit us or to spend their money and time and all of that with us.
And sometimes they come for, in your case, relaxation, vacation.
Correct.
They don't want any noise. They don't want the housekeepers to be coming in, banging in, not knocking on the door properly, walking in and seeing some da 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 da. We won't get there. Thank you so much. This is Clark. Talk to us now about the 3 most important qualities of a customer service rep.
There are many, but just to zero in on the 3, I believe the most important, or 3 of the most important, is 1, emotionally intelligent. They should be flexible, and they should also have excellent communication skill. Now, your emotional intelligence has to do, that came from the work of Daniel Goleman, and he's really talking about being able to manage your emotion, being aware of your emotion and the emotions of others, so that you can help to navigate through stressful situations. You're better able to empathize with your customers, and that's very important. So they have to be emotionally intelligent. I really like the notion too of being able to communicate well. Not only do you need to articulate well, but you also need to employ all the aspects of communication. So you need to listen. If you're not listening to your customers, you're not able to resolve their issues. So you need to make sure that you listen carefully, that you're empathizing with them, that you're expressing to them that you understand how they feel and that you want to help to resolve this issue. The 3rd point, I think that's also relevant, is the whole notion of flexibility. You need to be able to adjust some of your standards and some of your systems based on the feedback you're getting from customers. So if your customers are complaining, you really need to listen carefully to see how best, rather than taking an approach that, we can't do that, that's not going to happen. You need to have an open mind. How can we adjust our systems to better facilitate the needs of the customers? We must remember, without customers, we have no business. And it's very difficult to attract new customers if you're not able to retain the ones you have, right? As Rachel said, and I thought that was so important, with social media playing such a dominant role in our society, everything that happens, it's on social media. Once we have something that's negative about the brand, it will affect how people feel about our organization.
Very well. Very comprehensive. Teacher indeed. No, Rachel, how can an employee improve customer service in the workplace?
I would say for an employee to improve on customer service, they would need to first have a positive mindset, be sure that the guest or customer needs are met, welcome our customers, listen. Communication plays a big role. And we use this 5-step method, which we call LEARN. So the L stands for listen. So we want to make sure that we carefully listen to our customers, do not interrupt them, and just let them vent. Never tell them to calm down, because that's going to irritate them more. Empathize. Try to understand and acknowledge whatever their frustration is. We want to go ahead and apologize to the guest sincerely. It needs to be sincere. React. So, what would be the resolution for whatever issue the guest is having? And we want to notify what the solution would be, and we don't want to delay it, because the longer we take to resolve an issue, the worse it gets.
Yeah, I love that learn part. I think I learned it some years ago, so I need to apply it myself to eCoin. Yes, Mrs. Clark, what is modern consumer behavior?
Modern consumer behavior speaks to how autonomous our customers have become. They're very knowledgeable, they've done their research, they know everything you can think about our products. So it means they're very opinionated.
Speak up a little louder, Mrs. Clark, please. But you can continue.
Our customers are very opinionated. They have already done their research. They know what they're looking for. They know where they can source their product. And so we have to be very careful, because we recognize that no longer are customers waiting and depending on the agents. As I said, they've done their research. They know what they want. They're easily influenced. As a matter of fact, they take the influence and the experiences of others, sometimes even over the brand. So you have to make sure that whatever is going out about, or whatever is placed online by existing customers or by potential customers, is positive, because the customers nowadays know what they want. They're very demanding, and so we have to make sure that our products meet these kinds of meet the expectation of these potential customers and evil customers, because as I've said, they know exactly what it is they want, and if they're not getting it, they're willing to go someplace else.
21st century customers. Rachel, have anything to add to that or to expound?
Well, I agree with exactly what Mrs. Clark is saying. The guests do have high expectations. Right now, we have a lot of influencers. They call them. So we have a few that stay at our resort. They have a lot of followers. So instead of listening to us, or to call and speak with a representative, they've rather to go online on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, see what the influencers are experiencing, and from there, that's what they say, this is what I want, this is the kind of experience that I'm expecting, and all of that. So they come with a vision in their mind, what they want their vacation to be like, or what they're expecting from us.
Right, and they'll take videos too of the room, and they will take videos of you responding too. Mrs. Clark, you want to add to that? Because it seems as if, I see your face, I know the educator's face. Yes.
Just to say that we really have to make sure that our customer service agents or representatives are very knowledgeable, because as I've said before, people have already done their research, so they don't want any fluff. They want hard facts, and they want to make sure that what it is you say you offer, you're in fact offering that, which is why influencers have become so important in the 21st century. And why so many people are following what it is that they have said, and so many companies are trying to get you to write favorable comments about your product or your service or your experience, because they know that goes a far way.
Very well. Now, Mrs. Clark, before we go into the next segment, eCoin has been involved in a fleet of programs, and one of them is the Customer Service International Certificate Level 2 for many years at the City and Guilds and OTHM levels. Mrs. Clark, you have been involved in lecturing business-related programs at the University of Technology and elsewhere, and you have also been involved in curriculum development as a trained educator. Tell us about the training opportunities available. Maybe you can't speak about worldwide, but maybe that you do And do you think that employers are receptive to having their workers trained at their cost?
A lot of companies now are offering training in customer service. So you have a lot of independent contractors who are offering training. We also have the various educational institutions offering training in customer service. You also have customer service being a part of our curriculum for most of the courses that are offered on the campus, right? To be specific though, when you asked about whether or not organizations are willing to engage in training at their own expense, yes, they are, because they understand the value of training and the importance of customer service. The Forbes survey mentioned that 96% of customers will leave if they're not getting the kind of service that they want. So, in fact, many organizations, I think they spend between 2 and 2.5% of their budget to ensure that training is offered. I think what is interesting, though, is whether or not they're reaping the kinds of benefits. And I think that is something that we need to look at. What is it we need to do to ensure that the training is able to be transferred from classroom or from site to the job site? And I think that is what we really need to focus on. What is it we need to do to ensure that persons are able to act on what it is that they've learned in the classroom?
Learning is one thing, but execution is the other. Yes, I see Rachel wanting to respond. Remember, I know her years ago, so I know the face when she wants to respond. Rachel, respond for me in terms of how does your company deal with training, their training aspect?
Well, based on the product that we offer, yes, we strongly believe in training. And we also recently invested in having Elisa Levy, which is really a great speaker, and she has been there providing training. And my takeaway also, and what we continue to, each day to practice, and what I'll go in and ask my associates, I'll be like, what's your word for the day? So it's how you start your day. So by choosing your word, say happiness. I'm going to be happy today. Choose a positive word each day, and that's important. If you work on yourself, it's going to come through. It's the guest is going to feel it. The guest is going to know if it's if it is
genuine.
Yes, correct.
Or fake. You
Yes,
see?
body
Yes.
language, all of that.
Yes. And you know, when some people just smile, you know, and it's not a genuine smile. It's not a smile reaching out. And what I've found even with HeCoin, with customer service, is something that we have to do almost every day, because the moment we slip up is the moment that could be a lawsuit. Mrs. Clark, you agree with me?
True, very true. So we have our behavior has to be consistent with the expectations of our customers.
Very well. We have covered quite a bit so far, hearing from more qualified guests from a wide spectrum, a lecturer in the field of tertiary training and the director in front office and reservations at a leading hotel in Florida and elsewhere. This is great. We will take a break, and when we return, we will look at some other areas of concentration in customer care, customer engagement, or customer service. Grab your bottle of water, sip it until we return. Soon come.
Royal Central Praise RCP Internet Radio and TV in St. Kitts invites you to listen to Caribbean News Brief CNB on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Join Caribbean veteran in news production and news presentation for over 30 years, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett from Jamaica, for reliable and comprehensive news in the Caribbean. CNB on RCP every Tuesday and Friday at 10 in the morning. RCP, the breath of fresh air. Health Education and Counseling Institute HECOIN offers certificates in housekeeping, food and beverage, customer care, security guard, events planning, and many other short courses, which are all offered online with 8 intakes each year. Visit www.hecoinglobal.com or call our WhatsApp 876-223-7204. HECOIN, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go.
Hello. Yeah, sure. Thank you for sticking and staying with us in the final segment of Come and Relax with HECOIN, speaking with experts in the field with relevant training and experience as we examine the relevance and importance of effective customer care in the 21st century. Mrs. Vivia M. Clark, Program Leader, MSc Workforce Training and Education, University of Technology, Kingston, St. Andrew, Jamaica, and Miss Rachel Young, Director of Front Office and Reservations, Southernmost Beach Resort, Key West, Florida. As I indicated, Mrs. Clark has facilitated us in the middle of her classes, but we do understand in education that we have to be all over the place. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us again. Now, I will be asking a question to both. There might be overlap, but that's okay because we have to ring in and banging the whole matter of customer care for our employees and customers. Now, I'll be asking both guests this question. Why is it important to improve customer care? I start with Mrs. Clark and then Miss Young.
It is important to improve customer care because it impacts their bottom line, and that's important. If we think about it at the micro level, if it is that we don't have customers, we won't have business because we won't have repeat customers, we won't have customers coming. As mentioned before, at some point it's very difficult to attract new customers, especially if you've had bad publicity. So at the micro level, we want to improve customer care because we want to retain our customers. We want to make sure that they continue to do business with us. We want to ensure that we foster loyalty from our customers. At the macro level, I think it's also extremely important because it can impact the productivity level and can also impact our GDP. If it is that customers aren't cared for, they don't feel cared for, they will take their business elsewhere. Now with e-commerce, they can shop and go all over the globe. So all we'll be getting in terms of revenue will be from taxes and duties. So we have to make sure as much as possible that we are doing our utmost best to improve the quality service that we offer. As mentioned, our customers are very autonomous. They know what they want. They've seen, they've gotten expectations, whether online or whether through a friend, somebody has told them, and so they want to get the same experience. If they're not getting it, they're not coming.
They're gone.
If we're not able to retain our customers, then we're going to have major challenges as the business won't be able to survive. So as much as possible, we must make sure that we improve the kind and the quality of care that we offer to our customers.
And that includes education too, you know. Because if UTech does not do that, then everybody else is gone to other universities nearby. You and I know where UTech is, including Rachel.
Competitive environment, eh?
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. And mine is just down the road from you too. So you have competition right in your circle. Right. Now for Rachel. Go ahead now. Why is it important to improve customer service?
Yes, it is of great importance to customer service is of great importance because, again, yes, we do have a lot of competitors, especially where I'm located in Key West. This is America's Caribbean. It's classified as paradise. So we do have a lot of hotels here, but it's not just customer service, but exceptional customer service, going above and beyond, because you could be offering the same service as everyone, but what made you stand out was the reason the customer or the guest should choose us over everyone else. So you have to be willing to do extra, listen, care, be genuine, all of that counts. So we do depend on our guests, our customers. Without them, we wouldn't have a business. We wouldn't be able to pay our employees. We wouldn't be able to do anything at all. And we've had customers, repeat customers that, like, for 10 years they've been coming to Southernmost, or the Marker, because I am the director for the Marker reservations also, which is located in Key West. We have a lot of repeat guests, and there's a reason they come back, and they do have different reasons they come back. So it's important that you know that, know your customers.
Very good. Both of you, very good. Now, Mrs. Clark, most customer service difficulties can now be tackled with the right self-service solution that combines different self-service channels. Do you agree with this, Mrs. Clark?
I agree to a certain extent, because I believe that the fact that you have different ways that you can get solution, it really empowers the customer. For example, if you have an issue with a long line in the bank, you can go to your ATM, because that's one of the self-serving source or channels that you can use. The problem with that is if the automated machine takes your card, you still need human interventions. People need to be a part of the discussion. If you think about traveling now, a lot of these airlines are having these web check, and you check in, but you still need people to assist you with the bag. You also have to think about the levels of our clients. Where are people? A lot of people don't want to interact with the technology, especially the older folks, you know. And so we have to make sure that we put mechanisms in place that they too can be accommodated and facilitated. So while these sources are actually very important and they complement humans, I do believe that you need a mixture of both.
Very well. Now, Rachel, achieving customer satisfaction has always been the priority of every serious business. Is this a straightforward truth, Rachel?
Yes, it is a straightforward truth. Again, with the being a serious business person, in order for you to be successful, again, you do need to provide a certain level of customer service to our guests. And we do have different reasons, as I stated before, why guests return to us or customers return to your business. So you have to cater for different age groups, different, maybe a guest is coming for a bachelorette, or they're coming, whichever reason they're coming for, you have to cater for them and be flexible, be willing to make changes.
Okay. Mrs. Clark, there are several factors on how a company can achieve customer satisfaction. Explore about 4 for our listeners and viewers. Please, Mrs. Clark.
My satisfaction is important, as we've been articulating this evening. And so one of the ways that you can, but first of all, let's quickly say what is customer satisfaction. It is about having a product or service, or we measure whether or not your product or service meet the needs of the customers, right? One way in which we can do that is we can look at making sure that our product or service meet the need of our customers. That's very important. It is pointless to have a product and it is not fulfilling the needs. Pretty soon they'll go somewhere else. There are mechanisms we can also put in place to ensure that that happens. One of them is customer satisfaction surveys. If you design the instruments well enough, you can get a feel as to where improvements can be made and stuff. So we really need to make sure that we use those mechanisms. Also, too, you need to make sure that you articulate the customer service policy. For example, with so much online business going on, people want to know, what is your return policy? Because that will determine whether or not I want to do business with you. Right. You also have to make sure that you're rectifying or you are fixing the problems that occur. it is pointless to have a problem and you go back the following year and it's still there and you're apologizing. Customers are no longer taking that. I can take my business someplace else. So why is it I'm going to be putting up with all of this? Also, we have to remember we're in a changing environment. Resources are restricted. People don't have lots of money. And when you have lots of competition, I can always go somewhere else. So customer satisfaction, you have to try to make sure that you are really meeting your customers' need, that you're articulating your policy, that your policies are flexible, and that you are fixing. As I said before, and this is so important because I see it happening time and time and time again. You go this month and the AC is down. You go back the following month and the AC is still down. And you don't want to pay the bill, you still go and you're in the place and you're fanning and you're fanning and you're fanning. That's just not good enough in today's 21st century. So we have to fix our problems. We have to fix ourselves. We have to try to make sure that we talk about what our policies are and that people know they're well articulated. And most importantly, we have to try to make sure that we know what it is our customers want and that we're serious about giving them exactly what it is they want.
Yeah. And that return refund policy, very important. Not only for Rachel's business in terms of where she works, but even in education. A student has paid for a semester and after the first week you want to leave. What is the refund policy? We need to know that even when you go to buy shoes, the shoes might be rotten. And you buy it, and by the time you're going to work, Mrs. Clark, the shoes bust out, right? It dry rot. What do you do? So it's part of customer service, it's part of consumerism. Very important. Thank you so much. Now, Miss Rachel, tell us about, and I know you have had unpleasant situations. So I want you to tell us about one, highlight one for us, an unpleasant experience where you expected better from the CSR. You know that company is good, you expect the best, and yet when you go, bam, it didn't work.
Well,
no name the company though. No name the
no,
company.
I won't.
Don't watch anybody suing the e-coin. Yes.
Okay, so I recently had an experience where I purchased my car from a specific dealer. Car is 1.5 years old, and I recently had an issue with it where I had to get like a record to bring it to the dealer because I live a bit of a distance from where it is. So I got a call. They said that, I'm seeing your car parked for over 3 hours, and I checked the number on it and I realized it's yours. What should we do? And I called and spoke with about 3 agents before my car even got there to let them know, hey, it's on the way. Look for it. This is the issue that I'm having, all of that. So the ball dropped where communication comes in. They said that, okay, they'll be able to give me some information or get my car back to me at a certain time. No one called. And even though I called numerous times, no one returned a call to me. So there I felt frustrated and stuff. I made a few calls to like the corporate company and all of that stuff, and that is when they return a call to me after I escalated. So communication is really important. Don't leave your customers hanging. Do not delay the issue that they're having, because you have to empathize and understand that they need the product or they need the service, and that's the reason they reached out to you. And also, that's my experience.
And it's also important for the company to understand that, especially in your case, you need another car to buy after 3 years. You are not going to hesitate whether or not you go. And Mrs. Clark will understand, in terms of Jamaica, we have so many car dealers. New cars, used cars, and you have people who will stick with one company, like my mother, stuck with one company for 25 years. She never bought another car more than that brand. You understand? Because as far as she's concerned, every time she has a problem, she just has to make a call. Dr. Jarrett, we will be there right now. And they give a replacement car if that is the problem, and the list goes on. So very good. Thank you for that. Mrs. Clark, over to you with a similar question.
My experience was a very personal one because It happened in Canada, and I've mentioned Canada just to show that people are people and services. It really doesn't matter which country you're in. It's really about the individual and their perception. We had gone to the oncology unit to get a matter resolved. Once you think about oncology, it's cancer. So, persons are coming, persons are not well, persons are ill. We had left, my husband and I had gone, we had left a book in the waiting room, and we called the hospital several times. Now, we weren't living in Canada at the time, so it was very difficult to just quickly grab a cab and go back down to the hospital and stuff. So we kept on calling. We got, well, let's not call a name, although that is years ago. The person we got kept on saying, no book is there, there's no book. And the book was about eating to beat cancer. So, that was very, very, very important to us. We called. So we had given up now because the agent kept on saying there's no sign of the book. When we went back there 2 weeks after, there was the book, the very place we had left it. Now, my husband said, Vivio, don't say anything, because he could see that I was fuming. I never promised him that, though. I made no promise. So as soon as he went inside, I went to the lady and I said, we found the book. And I was so disappointed. She said, somebody must have put it back because I looked at the book wasn't there. She never empathized. She never apologized. She showed no form of remorse, or it was a matter of, I didn't see any book and that's it. So she took no accountability. Now, whether or not you think it's your responsibility or you need to appease the customer, you need to make the customer, in this regard, the patient, but she's still offering service. And today, even today, 20 years after, I'm still very emotional about it, because if she had just stepped away from her receptionist section to look across, there was the book. And to think she didn't even apologize. I'm very disappointed, even today, 20 years after.
Yeah, I feel it too. Feel it.
Yes.
Feel it. I feel it too.
At all. Never empathized.
Yeah. What a way to kind of end. But that is just it. Customer service is everybody's business. And I did emphasize that. And we have to plug it in. Mrs. Clark, you have to plug it in your department. Rachel, you have to plug it into all of your southernmost beach resorts. And you have to plug it into eCoin every day. Because the one slip you make, you could be losing that customer that is perhaps taking care of your salary. That's the reality. Now, Rachel, I want you to demonstrate this now. I'm putting you on. Your bosses are listening. Tell us about your job, what your job entails, and the offerings of your hotel, along with the company's contact details.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. My job, I actually oversee the operations of reservations department for both Southernmost Beach Resort, which is over 293 rooms, the Marker Harbor Key West, which is 96 rooms. Also, I oversee the front office, the bellman service, PBX, guest relations, security, innkeeper for the guest house, and night audit. So have to be sure that they're all up to par with training, motivate the team to increase our revenue, ensure that our guests expectations are being met from the beginning through to the end of their journey with us, and maintain the company standards. So we do have our company standard, and we are a luxurious resort. So yes, that's
all right.
What we
Phone
do.
number, contact numbers now, and social media.
Yes. So we do have Southernmost Beach Resort, which is located at 1319 Duval Street. That is the popular street in Key West. And so it's a great location. And contact number is 305-296-6577. You can also email if you need to reach out to our reservations department at reservations@southernmost.com. Also, we have the Marker Harbor Key West, which is located at 200 William Street in Key West. And contact number is 305-501-5193. The reservations email line is reservations at themarkerkeywest.com. And it's located on the other side of Key West, which is the Gulf side, close to the harbor, really beautiful. And it's one of the newest resorts in Key West.
All right, so Mrs. Clark and I, with family and cousin and auntie, will be coming to your location one day. So you can stay there. Don't leave until we come. Stay right there. And I have whole heap of second mothers and third mothers who are listening now, who well want to come to Florida. Thank you so much, my dear. Now for Mrs. Clark, tell us about you, what you offer, and also that private side where you do customer service training.
All right. I'm the program leader for workforce training and education. We offer a master's at that level, which is very important because we understand the value of training to companies. And we recognize too that it's through training and development that organizations are going to grow and be able to achieve their strategic objectives. So once we have persons who are able to build human capacity in the organizations, we believe they're able to leverage that. One of the programs that we offer, one of the courses that we offer in the program is supervision administration. Through that program, we offer or we show persons how to design customer service training. And that is extremely important because a lot of times we just touch the surface. You know, what are the love things to do? We have to look at the psychological level. What are the implications? Why is it that persons aren't delivering, although they're being trained? We also need to recognize that we need some kind of cultural transformation because a lot of us are coming from places where our perception is important. And so we look at some people and we think they don't deserve service and we don't offer that. What can we do to change that perception? We're also thinking about looking at offering some kind of values education so people understand that there's a twinning between respect, care, love, and service. If it is that people have those values instilled in them, then they're better able to offer service. So you don't have to be wondering. All the time we're offering these annual recurring training, and yet we're not seeing any change or any shift. We also have to understand too that we need to put mechanisms in place to measure, having done the training, what it is that we're doing. Are we attaching it to the appraisal system? What is it we're doing to make sure that people are able to change their behavior? As I said, there's this big campaign looking at values. How do we get people to understand the value of respect, love, care, and how it is that this is going to change how we view service and how we view our customers? So those are some of the things that we do. Also, just to mention that once you're offering training has to be industry specific. They can't use a generic thing to say, I mean, there's some generic areas, yes, but you have to know the organization, know what it is that is expected of persons in those kinds of organizations to be able to tailor the training that will meet those needs. If it is that you offer the training, but it's not done well, you won't have the kind of impact that you're seeking.
Telephone number?
927-1680 for the organization. And and so people can always reach me through that or reach the institution. As I say, we offer a variety of programs that can help in customer service. So we look forward to having some persons.
Very well. You marketed UTech and your program very well, both of you. It was great having you ladies with us. Proud of you, Rachel. Even if Mrs. Clark will understand because, proud of you, Mrs. Clark. Love you so much. Thank you for being on Come and Relax with CAREIN. Thank you so much. And you added a lot to the value of Come and Relax with CAREIN. Every blessing to you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
For persons who wish to make a donation to Come and Relax with CAREIN and what's on for next week are in the queue. Stay tuned.
Come and Relax with CAREIN is a feature of Health Education and Counseling Institute CAREIN, the premier online educational institution in the Caribbean. For individuals, companies, and foundations that wish to donate or contribute to this program, which is primarily to provide solutions to the worldwide issues of the day, please call in or WhatsApp your donation. 1-876-223-7204 on Thursdays between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. EST, or during work hours Monday through Friday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST, or email president@hecoinglobal.com. HeCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Slaves were forced to speak English in everyday situations, and because of this, dialect of broken English came into fruition. This exact situation was mirrored on nearly every other Caribbean island as well, creating an unofficial dialect of the Caribbean and Jamaica in general. Jamaica Patois is an English-based Creole language with West African influences, spoken primarily in Jamaica and among the Jamaican diaspora. The Jamaican Patois is now called the Jamaican language as it is official. Come and relax with HeCoin, the voice of Health Education and Counseling Institute, the online premier educational international institution in Jamaica and beyond, will explore the love of our Jamaican language and the New Testament of the Jamaican Bible with guest ethnodoxologist Joanne Richards-Goff from Jamaica, and host, marketing and media consultant, organist, theologian, and professor of media studies for over 30 years, Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett, also from Jamaica. The date to remember, Thursday, October 13, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. in Jamaica and 8:30 p.m. in other parts of the world on several media platforms to include RCP Internet Radio and TV, UFDV Gospel, DCM Internet Radio and TV, and all platforms of TDN. HeCoin, reaching people where they are, leading them to where they should go. Wow, wow.
Let me thank the following stations for sharing platform and for making this program always available to you. RCP Internet Radio and TV, YouTube and Facebook, TDN TV on vstreams.com, TDN TV on Facebook, TDN Network 1 on YouTube, UFDV Gospel and DCM Radio and TV on all its platforms. Today's show will be uploaded on www.royalcentralpraiselive.com. Then beside channel 2, click onto RCP VOD and you will see this broadcast called CARWH, Come and Relax with HeCoin, and today's date. That's www.royalcentralpraiselive.com. Just beside channel 2, you will see RCP VOD and click onto that and you will see today's date. Come and Relax with HeCoin, CARWH. We are still in Jamaica 60, and so I will leave a beautiful song by Joan Ann Richards-Goff, Nothing No Day, sung in Jamaican language. Mrs. Joan Richards-Goff will be our guest next week. A thought for you this week: to the customer, you are the company. To the customer, you are the company. Powerful statement indeed from Shep Hyken. Just before we go on, we're talking about customer service at its highest level. We remember Crystal Leng, Senior Administrative Assistant at HeCoin, and has been with us for years, and the daughter of the pastor who was murdered on Monday night in Ocho Rios, allegedly by her brother. It's hard for me to say it. We remember Crystal, one of us, giving excellent customer service over these years. One of the better ones we have had at HeCoin at the 9 campuses when we had them. Crystal, I know you're listening. We remember you in our prayers. And the song coming up after Joanne's song will be dedicated to you and your children and the entire family. Join us this and every Thursday at this time on this station for Come and Relax with HeCoin, sponsored by HeCoin. I'm Ambassador Professor Reverend Dr. Colin O'Neill Jarrett, the proud president and CEO, and in the second generation of leadership of this 33-year-old flagship training institution in Jamaica, the Caribbean and beyond. Health, Education, and Counseling Institute. I'm becoming very emotional now because I know what grief counseling is for that family. Please now receive the benediction. May the strength of God sustain us. May the power of God preserve us. May the hands of God protect us. May the way of God direct us. May the love of God go with us this day, now, and forevermore. Amen and amen. Walk with my friend.
can't do. No, 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 nothing no day where God can't do. Nothing no day where God can't do. Nothing at all no day where God can't do. No, 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 nothing no day where God can't do. Nothing no day where God can't do. Nothing at all no day where God can't do. God can do. No, 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 nothing no day where God can do. Nothing no day where God can do. Nothing at all no day where God can do. No, 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 nothing no day where God can do. Nothing no day where God can do. Nothing at all no day where God can do. Remember me tell you. Nothing at all no day where God can do. No day where for me God can do. Nothing at all no day where God can do. Believe me, believe me. Nothing at all no day where God can. Nothing no day where for me God can do.
Seem like how you said to God.
Nothing at all no day where God can do.
Blessed is the one who believes that what God has said will be accomplished.
Nothing no day where for me God can do. Nothing at all no day where God can do.
I tried to pray, couldn't find the words to say. I tried to sing a song, but there was no melody. I opened my Bible to read a psalm or two. Oh Lord, I need a word from you. Just one word is all I need, so I'll wait right here, down on my knees. Oh Lord, please stop by this way today. I go to church Sunday after Sunday, on a Wednesday, even on Saturday. I listen to the message, I listen to the choir sing. Oh, but Lord, there's still something missing. I need to feel the touch of your warm embrace, yes. But most of all, one day I want to see your face. Oh Lord, please stop by this way today. Oh, stop by. Oh Lord, I need a word. You may be sitting in your valley right now. Thank you, Jesus. This reminds me of my days when I was going to school. There comes a time when you've got to sit in the examination room. You don't have any answers. You're just faced with questions. Oh, Jesus. Right now I'm talking to somebody who may be going through your examination right now. But I'm here to tell you, you may not have any answers. You may not have any answers. But wait on him, wait on him, wait on him. Your breakthrough is on the way, it's on the way. Whether you're sick, whether you need healing or deliverance, just wait right there, right there. He's a knock